Call of the Dead Remastered has been out for over a week now, and I think this is the perfect time to present you with the ultimate guide to Call of the Dead Remastered. This ultimate guide will walk you through the basics from finding the perks and activating the power, to completing the Easter egg, and even the best high round strategies. There will be chapters in the description to help you find certain things you need help with, but let's get this underway. So, starting off here in the spawn area, you can see the quick revive is just on a little isolated island just over there. If we bear up towards the ship, then we can see double tap is just to the right as we come up towards where the MPL is. We want to head up to the top of the ship, however, because this is where the power location is, as you can see here. I am now knifing the power symbol and the power box. However, if you bear right on the ship and jump across to the second part of the wreckage, head past the MP40 into this pool of water, you can now see that Juggernog is located just in here. And then finally, if we head up the stairs, at the back of the ship, right at the very edge, you can see Mule Kick. I like to view this map as being divided into three main areas. You've got the spawn area, the ship, which we've just taken a look at, and also the lighthouse. So if you head up towards the lighthouse, just below the area where the mystery box can spawn, there is PhD Flopper. And as you head up to the top of the lighthouse, as you can see now, there is also Deadshot the Key relocated here. And then if we head down to the very bottom of the lighthouse and come out the door at the back, there is the Pack-a-Punch machine, more on that later. But you can see Stamina is located right at the very back of the lighthouse. And then as we head back up into the lighthouse and take this slide, which reminds me of a scene from Ice Age, but anyway, I digress, there is Speed Cola. And also, on the left-hand side there, I've frozen the gameplay here, you can see there is the sickle as well. Pack-a-Punch is not always active on the map, it does come and go throughout the game, so keep an eye on it. The lighthouse is patrolling here, which indicates that the Pack-a-Punch machine is not currently active on the map, as you can see in the gameplay on screen here. However, when the lighthouse beam starts to act rather erratically, is how I would describe it, then that means that the Pack-a-Punch machine is about to spawn in, and when the lighthouse beam is fixed, pointing to a certain location, that will tell you where the Pack-a-Punch machine is. You do need to be rather quick because it does come and go, as I've said, so it doesn't remain there for a long period of time. So if you are looking to upgrade your guns, keep an eye on the lighthouse and make sure that you go to the machine as quickly as possible. There are three possible spawn locations for Pack-a-Punch. You've seen a brief glimpse at those in the gameplay already. However, one of them is just here in spawn where I'm shooting now. The other is up by Juggernog, just in that pool of water before you reach the Perk machine. And then finally, the third location is at the back of the lighthouse near the Stamina area, which again you can see me shooting just now. So if you pick up this part here, just next to the PM63, before you reach the pool of water by Juggernog, and take it over to the Flinger, which is below the power near the M16, and place it in this corner here, as you can see I'm pointing at just there. Try not to die to the zombies like I almost did here, and then stand on the Flinger. You will be flung to a special secret area, which is a tribute dedicated to the late George Romero. As you can see, there are many tributes being paid here to George Romero. I'm not talking just much here because I think it is only fair that we do pay our respects to the late George. Preparation for the Easter egg is key, so there's two things that you're going to want to get. Firstly, as you can see on screen here, the VR11 from the mystery box, and the second thing is Semtex grenades. So once that's done and you've acquired the VR11 and Semtexes, you're ready to start the main quest. So come beneath the lighthouse where PhD Flopper is and knife this bunker door a few times. This will trigger the Ultimus cast to start talking to you. As soon as Ricktness mentions something about a fuse, then you're ready to go and acquire said fuse. So one location for the fuse is by this closet here, another is on this table as you can see me look at here, and the third possible location is just beside PhD Flopper on the table there. Once you have the fuse, put it into the machine beside the bunker door and continue to knife the door a few times to let the Ultimus cast know you've acquired the fuse. Again, after you have knifed the door a couple of times and the cast have finished doing their dialogue, then what you're going to want to do is look for these 4 red generators around the map. They're going to be emitting a bright red glow, so you're going to need to put that glow out with Semtex grenades, hence why I said it's important to have them. So there's the first one there, it's directly behind the bunker door which we've been knifing, so it's easy to locate. The second one here is just beside double tap, as you can see me put out now. The third, as you drop over to the second part of the wreckage as if you were heading to Juggernog, is just here on this bridge that heads back towards the spawn area. And then the fourth and final one is just at the back of the map here by stamming up in the little bunker house. Once you have dimmed the light on all 4 generators, return to the bunker door and melee it a few times, as we have been doing, to tell the characters that the task is now complete. So this next step only applies to co-op matches. If you are playing solo, you can skip this step entirely, but if you are playing with 2, 3 or 4 players in a game, then you must complete this step. The Ultimus cast will now ask you to acquire a vodka bottle. The vodka bottle can be hanging along with these icicles here near the bunker, or it can also hang alongside the icicles over by the power room, so do check both locations. It's going to be in and around where you can see on screen now, so keep an eye out for it. One player must knife the vodka bottle to make it fall. The second player must be below where the vodka bottle is about to fall and press the interact button to acquire it. Once the vodka bottle has been acquired, there is a tube located just to the left of the bunker door. You must again interact with that tube, and the vodka bottle will be placed within the tube and transported to the Ultimus characters, and then you're ready for the next step. The next step is we need to interact with 4 radios scattered across the map. So the first radio that you need to interact with, and you do need to do them in the order I'm showing you here, is just inside of the room by the flinger and the M16 wall by. You'll know you've activated it correctly because it will make a beep 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 sound. So as I've said, there are 3 more radios which we need to interact with now. So the first of 3 is at the back of the map, right where Stamina Up is located. You can see me activate it there. I've used the zip line just to get over to the second radio of 3, which is just located tucked in here by the Gobblegun machine. This is towards the back of the ship where Mule Kick is, and then the 4th and final radio is just in here underneath the stairs, right where the bunker is conveniently. That's where we're spending a lot of time in this guide, so that is where the 4th and final radio is. You don't need to knife the door. The Morse code beeping out across the map will indicate that you've done it correctly. So we want to head over to the ship next, specifically the power room, because there is going to be a steering wheel and a set of levers which we need to interact with. So there's the steering wheel. There are going to be 3 levers. We want to pull the first lever down once, so aim at it and press interact, and then the third lever we want to pull down 3 times, as you can see me do here. We want to turn the steering wheel twice to the right, so aim just to the right and press the interact button twice, and as you can hear, there is a horn signalled across the map now to indicate we have done this step correctly. So this is the final co-op only step. So as you can see, I'm located just at the back of the sickle where Speed Cola is. There's a series of horns which we're going to need to activate now. So I'm going to number these for you. So this one here is number 2. This one just around the corner here is number 4. And then as we jump down the little ledge here to our left, come on, there we go. This is number 1. And then if we head over towards where the AK-74U is, this one is number 3. You are going to need to activate them in this order. So interact with them 1, 2, 3, 4. You might need to split up for this stage, so have 1 and 3 done by one player and 2 and 4 done by another player, but you need to do them in that order, so communication will be key. So next we need to look out for 4 bits of paper scattered across the map. You need to take a note of what number and colour they display. So here you can see purple 5. This first one is located just by the double tap machine, the second of which is located by Juggernog, and as you can see that is yellow 2. The third location is just by PhD Flopper, which as you can see is blue 4. And then the 4th and final location for these pieces of paper is at the back of the map by Stamina, and as you can see that is orange 7. It is very important that you remember both the colours and the numbers, so do take note of those on a bit of pen and paper or maybe in the notes tab on your phone, or if you've got a very good mental memory then that's fine, but you do need to remember them. Another thing to note, that my numbers are going to be different to your numbers, so you will not have the same series of numbers. The colours will remain the same, but the numbers will change, so make sure you do remember them. The next step can be kind of tricky, so I'm going to give a big shout out firstly to Watchful Wolf and Conjurer, because I actually wasn't aware of this method to complete this step, but what you want to do is there's 4 layers in the lighthouse. There's 4 bits of paper paper we've just identified, you're going to want to check the dials. So on the top floor is a yellow dial, and we've identified from finding those pieces of paper that our number for yellow is 2. So you want to set your yellow dial to the number you found. Then head right down to the very bottom of the lighthouse and make sure that your purple dial is assigned to the correct number. Then go and check the orange dial and look at what number it is on versus the number it should be on. That is the number of turns that you will need to input into the blue dial. If done correctly, a green light will beam through the centre of the lighthouse. If you haven't achieved this green beam, then what you want to do is head back up to the very top and then alter the yellow dial to be back to the original number it should be at, which in my game was 2. Finally then, this is why we needed the VR11, because what you're going to do is shoot a zombie and turn it into a human. The human will then run into the green light and begin floating towards the very top of the lighthouse. As the human floats towards the top of the lighthouse, you must shoot it perpetually, so keep shooting it. Throw some explosives, Mustang & Sally, ray gun, scavenger. As you can see, I'm using the Pack-a-Punch M14. Anything with a bit of firepower will do the trick, and you need to ensure that the human dies before it reaches the top of the lighthouse. If done successfully, the human will be absorbed at the top of the lighthouse and will in turn drop the golden rod. Head to the bottom of the lighthouse and acquire the golden rod, and then take it to the bunker door. And finally, once we've acquired it, we need to place it within the tube here, just to the left of the door where the bunker is and the 4 characters are trapped within. Once that's done, they will use that to teleport out of the location. If you see the fuse start to malfunction here, you can see the electricity starts to sprout out of it. Just give it a knife and that will stop it from malfunctioning and ensure our 4 characters can teleport out successfully. And then the door will open once they have teleported away. Typically, George has come and attacked us right at the time we're about to reveal the Easter egg, but there is a surprise waiting for us behind the door. I'm sure you already know, but as you can see, when we open up the door, we are rewarded with a wonder waff. I think it's pretty cool because the door didn't open in Call of the Dead on BO1, but in this version it does. But yeah, you do still get the same reward of a wonder waff each time you kill George Romero. So for high rounds, I would recommend that you run by the AK-74U. I would highly recommend that you use Deadwire on the AK-74U, and this game that you're seeing here was actually live streamed on my channel. If you ever do want to watch me live stream, then please do consider subscribing, because we do high rounds and challenges and lots of different things during live streams. But anyway, the best way to run for high rounds is, like I said, by the AK-74U with Deadwire attached. I was using the scavenger, however you could use an alternative weapon and attach turn to that, so you do have 2 sources of killing the zombies. And that will just about do it for my ultimate guide to Call of the Dead Remastered. If this has helped you in any way, then be sure to leave a like rating, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, because I do stream myself regularly, playing different zombies games and doing challenges and high rounds and such. Also, I will be playing this map a whole bunch more on the channel as well. Big shout out to Cop for that and DMAC. Both have done amazing work on the gameplay here. It is a truly incredible map. But that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.